What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be quickly going over the single best way to level up in Star Wars Battlefront 2 for all of the newer players out there in 2021. Obviously, with so many players being completely new to the game, there are a lot of you guys out there who probably have super low level characters, whether that be troopers, reinforcements, vehicles, and even heroes. And since I have just switched to Xbox myself and I'm currently leveling all of my stuff back up again, I know just how slow the grind can feel if you're not doing it correctly. Now, anyone who's had the game for a while might think this whole video is super obvious, but keep in mind there are 20 million new players to the game, and for a lot of people this might not be obvious at all. So I'm hoping that I can at least show one single person these tips and help them level up faster, and if I can do that, then I'll consider my job here done. If you enjoy this video and it ends up helping you out, then be sure to subscribe to the channel with those notifications on so that you don't miss out on any more Battlefront 2 content. But anyway, without wasting any more time, let's get stuck right into it. So the first thing that you guys should know that's not super obvious if you're a new player is that every single Wednesday is triple XP for I think around 27 to 30 hours, meaning that no matter where you live in the world, it will be triple XP on Wednesday, and in some cases it can even be triple XP early the next day as well. For example, in Australia, we still have triple XP until around 11 AM on Thursday morning. There is also then a double XP event every weekend as well, which spans across Saturday and Sunday, and so these two time periods every single week are definitely the days that you want to jump on for as long as you possibly can and try and grind away at your levels while it's a little bit faster than normal. Now, in terms of which game mode is best for leveling up, without a doubt in my mind, co-op is absolutely your best bet for leveling up no matter what character you want to grind. Co-op allows you to choose troopers, reinforcements, and heroes all in the same mode, and due to the sheer amount of enemies that are in each game, you just seem to completely fly through every level, especially when you play a little bit tactically. You obviously want each match to last as long as it possibly can, and so one of the main things that you want to be doing is making sure that each map goes right up to the last phase or the last capture point, just to maximize the amount of time you're spending in that game. If you're on offense, then obviously it's as simple as just trying to win by capturing each command post and moving on to the next phase, and honestly, you don't even need to try doing that. If you just rack up a ton of kills yourself, then your AI teammates will pretty much do all the objective work for you while you just get a heap of XP. On defense though, it is a little bit different in terms of how you want to play these matches. What you want to be doing is essentially just defending as hard as you possibly can in the early stage of each phase, just racking up as many kills as possible, and then once the clock gets down to about 1 minute, you want to pretty much just fall back and let the enemy team get on those capture points, at which point, even with your AI teammates fighting them, they should generally be able to capture those capture points. This then adds another 2 to 3 minutes of playtime and sends them onto the next phase, and at that point you just want to rinse and repeat that for each phase, getting as many kills as you can and then letting them capture it at the last second, all the way until the final phase of the map. Once you're in the last phase, it is a little bit harder to keep the game going unless you are playing with mates, but pretty much you just want to have a balance between getting a ton of kills but also letting them contest the capture point, which can essentially send the game into overtime for as long as there are players on that capture point from each team. If you can let them get onto the capture point but then you pretty much spawn trap the remaining AI, you can rack up a heap of kills while extending the game for even longer this way. And like I said, although it is a bit hard to do without a bit of coordination from your teammates, it's not the end of the world either, because if you do just get them to the last phase, even if the game ends, you still would have gained a ton of levels from that game anyway, so the last phase isn't do or die by any means. Now, through this method, I actually managed to max my cards out for Luke, Boba, Bosk, and Chewie all in one single sitting, all literally from level 1, as well as probably like 30 or 40 levels between various trooper classes, and that was done in about a 2.5 hour window on one of these triple XP Wednesdays. Now, when I say maxed out my cards, I mean getting my heroes to level 25, because that's the level that you're allowed to fully upgrade your cards to purple, and honestly any levels after 25 aren't all that important, as you can max out 6 cards at level 25, which if you know the right cards to choose, you probably won't need more than 6 max cards anyway. So those final skill points that you'll earn from 26 through 37, they just happen over time and they're not really worth actually grinding for, at least until your heroes are all at level 25. I've actually just released the best hero and villain star cards on the channel over this past month, so if you do want to get your heroes to level 25 then max out their cards, definitely worth giving those a watch, as you'll be able to see which cards you want to max out first, and then like I said, after that you can just kind of grind those final cards out at your own leisure, because honestly you'll probably never use any of those 3 or 4 final cards anyway. So when it comes to the strategy for how I'm personally leveling up my own characters, because like I said, I am actually on this grind with you guys right now as well after moving to a new platform, my strategy is pretty much as follows. I start the game off as whatever class I'm trying to get some levels for. I play play until I get 4,000 battle points, and then I either respawn or I'll just keep playing until I die. Once I die, I choose a hero who's a low level and pretty much grind them as much as I possibly can until the end of that game, trying to maximize my kills and XP gain. And usually for each game that you play, you'll gain about 7 to 10 levels for that hero in any given match, and that is with triple XP obviously. The next game I just rinse and repeat that using that same hero who might have gone from say level 1 to level 10 in that last game, and then like I said, I just do that over and over for about 3 to 4 games in a row until that character is level 25. Once they're at 25, I pretty much just immediately die with them and move on to the next hero that I want to grind, and once again I just rinse and repeat that for each hero until they're at level 25. I'll usually do 1 to 2 characters from 0 to 25 on the light side, for example, then I'll back out and go play the same era but dark side instead, and just do that exact same thing until another 1 to 2 characters are at level 25. I've been playing every single Wednesday afternoon from maybe 2:30 to 5, so about 2.5 hours from that triple XP window, and in that time I've been maxing out the cards for 3 to 4 heroes minimum with essentially little to no effort. And to be honest, it is actually just a lot of fun to jump into some co-op and mindlessly slaughter bots without having to, you know, sweat or be ultra focused or anything like that. In the meantime, I am also just slowly grinding my trooper levels and especially my trooper weapons and attachments, so sometimes I will even just stay with a trooper the entire game rather than choosing a hero. It really just comes down to what characters you want to max out the most. This exact same method can be done for troopers, reinforcements, or heroes. However, if you do want to level up vehicles or anything like that, then I'd definitely say that supremacy is your best bet in that regard, but I'm assuming the majority of you guys are here for troopers, reinforcements, and heroes. If you are trying to level up vehicles though, the same thing does apply, to be honest. Make the most of those XP events and just use that specific vehicle as much as you possibly can in Supremacy or Galactic Assault, and just like the co-op method, you will have your stuff maxed out in no time at all. Now, technically speaking, you actually level up at a slower rate per kill in co-op than any other mode in the game, but the thing is that it's so consistent and so chaotic that despite this slower XP gain, you'll actually still level up faster unless you are just some freak who can get, you know, a 150 kill streak in GA or something, at which point I'd say just go for multiplayer levels. But for newer players or even guys like me that can only get maybe a 50 or 60 kill streak on a good game, co-op is 100% the fastest way to grind those levels. That is going to do it for this one though, guys. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave a like down below, and if you are new, then consider subscribing to the channel with those notifications on. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
Crush them, make them suffer.